That was which one was that? Oh, I closed it already. It might have been Remembrance or Insomnolence. I'm working on a an album to try and help with lucid dreaming. Um, but anyways, I digress. We're reading from the Survival Guide. Yesterday we read day 32. I'm gonna read day 33, and I think it might be short, so I might even go a little bit more than that. So, you know what? Let me get a little bit ready here for a second before we start up. Well, that's not good, is it? That's never. You heard the sound. That sound is never a good sound. Nothing good happens with that sound. Like, oh yay, the baby's here. Pizza. Ah! Ah, shit! Did my car just get here? Yep, car's back from the shop. Let's go. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, again, in this very stoner way, if you know, woke up tomorrow and that's we all decided just to change how we. Anyway, yeah. All right. I guess in an inverse and opposite world, there may be some place where that actually happens. All right, day 33. I promised I'd write, so here I am. Not much happened today. Still prepping for this trip. Backpacks full of survival goodies, med kits. Oh, plenty of water. Don't forget water. Do what you must to get it. One place most people forget. You know how stores have those big fill your own water jug things? Yeah, no one remembers those. I've raided a few. Apparently, these thugs have never heard of a hardware store. Yeah, you gotta outsmart them. Got water and a shitload of tools to reinforce my vehicle with, and it looked like no one had even been there yet. Don't worry, I didn't take it all. I got at least 6 gallons from each of the three I found, but those things have a lot of water in them. I'm keeping them in storage since the water supply of the bank hasn't run out yet. I've scoped out the main station that they ship the water from. Looks untouched and unbothered. Definitely no signs of guards and no lights on at night. I'm not making a move. Not until I leave. I want to draw as little attention as possible, especially to a stockpile like that. On a side note, I applied there once and they hired me, right? But I had another job that hired me around the same time. But the water place paid more, so they called and tell me I have the job and I start Monday. I'll call the other place and tell them, sorry, can't take the job. I was just offered a better position. And I go in on Monday. Turns out the fucking main manager hired one of his relatives behind the human resource guy's back and didn't let him know that he didn't even fill the spot. And guess what? I've got no job now. I had two, got none. And guess what? I get the last laugh. Don't I? At least I'm still here. But now that I think about it, I'm not so sure that's a great thing. I don't have much else to report today. I'm going to scavenge a little bit. Haven't oiled and dirtied myself up yet. There's still time. It's about noon. I guess I'll tell you what little bit I do know about what's happened. I don't know, a month or so ago, we, the people still alive, woke up and, oh no, shit was totally different. I mean, you have to know you were there. If you're reading this, that is. That's exactly what happened. Fuck if I know. There were no sounds of bombs, no sounds of planes or anything, at least not that I know of. But I have literally slept through a tornado before, so. But no one knows who's survived, reported any. No one who's I know who survived has reported any explosions or anything strange. At first, I thought it might have only been our city, but I called some out of state friends who, to this day, have not answered the phone or called me back. Certain utilities kept working on their own, as you know. Power, electricity, water, and sewage, gas. Hell, I even watched cable until the power went out. Same with internet. I've tried to contact people overseas to see if they're having the same thing, but never got any answers. So this apparently is worldwide. I wonder if everyone has been raptured up, like in those fucking books that are based simply on some old geezer of a preacher's interpretation of the Bible. You do know that the rapture is not in the Bible, right? Some little girl had a vision of Jesus coming and saving all the good little boys and girls from the plagues and problems at the end of Revelation, and this preacher just ran with it, preaching it as fact. Oh well, maybe they were the right ones after all. Anyways, if there was some rapture, Jesus only took their souls because their bodies are still in those houses. The smell is atrocious at times. You've been walking and caught a whiff of that? Oh, God, it just stays in your nose. It doesn't faze me much anymore. Not until I see the wild animals that the smell is attracted, and you see those beasts are just tearing into some little child or what used to be someone's mother. Why is that? The fathers or men, it doesn't faze me as bad. But it was like that before all of this, wasn't it? If a woman got beaten, the world stopped and wept. If a man was beaten, even if he were outnumbered 5-1, and the beating was within an inch of his victim's life, no one cried. No moment of silence, no fundraiser to stop this from ever happening again to another man. The world just kept spinning, almost as to say, should have been bobbing and weaving, you pussy. That's what you get for not knowing how to fight. No one gave a damn about men, unless it was a minority man, any shade of brown to your skin, and unless you get up in arms and say, how dare you? I am a minority man. My mother's Caucasian, my father's African. Does that ease your mind? Can your guilt be appeased now? Can your rage be quenched? I must cover all of my bases because I know not who will be reading this, but let your little white guilt or black pride sleep comfortably. I'm merely stating the obvious that none of us wish to look at. And if you're still ill at ease, remember back to Reginald Denny? Yeah, I thought so. No one said shit. But, as I was thinking about what happened, rapture, virus, if it's a virus, we are immune, which makes no sense. How could less than 50% of the world's population be immune to a virus and the rest of them are just rotting in their own houses? How could it kill so quickly and silently? It's like overnight the majority of the world committed suicide at the same time, but how could that be? I really doubt I'll ever know. I pondered the rapture thing a lot. A lot. Especially looking at who's left, but I've always considered myself a God-fearing man. I always did what I thought was right, and not because I wanted to get into heaven or because I wanted God to smile on me, because it felt right. It felt like the right thing to do. I hope this doesn't mean I'm going to hell. I've done a lot of drugs in my day, but I've gone to find people who did far worse than me, and they're dead. Dead as shit, just like the rest. And I thought to myself, I know I'm nicer, kinder, and better than this fucking guy. I watched him steal from his own mom. I saw him lying to the cops and seen him steal to feed his addictions, walk out on checks arrest. How could he be raptured and I'm left behind? God, I hope heaven isn't full of assholes like that. Fuck it, I don't want to go if it is. I'm glad I wasn't raptured, if that's what this is. But I don't, I may never know. Anyways, we're losing light, which means I have a little time. I hope to hit an electronics store that I saw a few days ago. I've procured a bicycle and... Awesome, right? Yeah. I haven't ridden in years, but I figured this will get me there and back, and if I run into any shit, I'll be faster than on foot, right? If you read anymore, that means I made it. Cross your fingers, because I have a lot more to tell you. Day 35. Holy fuck. Yeah, sorry I haven't written before, but I've had a fuck of a time getting back. Oh my god. Okay, so I make it to the electronics store, right? No one is there, just like I cased it out. I break in as quietly as possible, not for any other reason than not to draw attention. It's completely untouched. And why not? Electronics, post apocalypse, no electricity. Or is there? This place is stocked with batteries. I got 3 backpacks full. Found a cell phone, MP3 player, and whatever charger that runs on, yep, batteries. Yeah, you're almost with me. Watch this. I also got some solar cells and some rechargeable batteries. So I got energy for a long time to come. If you're thinking, so what? You must not have lost power yet, but when you do, holy fuck, think back to now and how I've got flashlights, MP3 player, cell phone. The towers and satellites are still up. It's just that no one is answering. And what's this daddy just found at the Army surplus store in the strip mall right next door? Why, it's night vision goggles, baby. That's right. And they've already saved my ass. I lost my bike and the duffel bag of clothes, but those can be replaced easily. The batteries, oh no. I don't know anywhere else to get those. The electronics store, well, that was a huge find. I doubt I'll come across anything like that again. I think the only reason it stayed untouched is because it was back in one of those slightly off the street U-shaped malls. One of those places with the Mexican eatery on one side. They're great, but no one knows about it, which makes it even better for a sociophobe like me. And on the other side is some tax preparation place. You know what I'm talking about? So no one thinks about these places when they go for supplies. Besides, these thugs have the major chain stores to watch, with enough supplies for a whole city. Who needs a mom and pop place with enough supplies for a neighborhood? Hint, hint. The first place you think of is the first place they think of. Trust me, be smarter, survive. So anyways, the electronics store goes without a hitch. Perfect. I stop by the surplus store, nab some clothes, one of those dope army duffels that goes over the shoulder. I grab some daggers, a couple swords, you never know. A flak jacket, fatigues, haven't had any pair of pants in forever, so I broke my rule and put them on right then and there. And camo shorts and a sweet new pair of used boots. A net. Man, I was a camo kid in a camo candy store. I could smell that someone lived in the upstairs apartment, so I respectfully grabbed a few more things and left. You never know, it may be a virus that I just haven't been exposed to yet. And that's when shit went south. I could hear the engines. I knew I should have run right then, but I got cocky, you know. Be smarter. I keep saying it, then I go and break the rules. I saw this place. I've always seen it, and I never went in. So I start thinking about how much of the city we'll never see, how much of the world we'll never see. There's fences and walls and signs and guards and all kinds of shit saying keep out, and I got pissed, so I wanted to go in. I figured there's no rules anymore. I don't have to worry about being able to afford stuff anymore, and I want in. I also didn't figure that they would be coming here for reasons I'm not gonna say too much because I'm a bit embarrassed that this extra run almost cost me my life. So I'm thinking I'll just wait here until I hear the motors pass, and then I'll make my way back home. But the engines just keep getting louder and louder and closer. And then I thought, oh fuck, I left my bike out front. Now I'm stuck. I know they're at least coming down the street. Are they coming here? Do I go try to hide the bike? Do I sit and pray? If you're not getting the gravity of this mistake, if you're thinking, couldn't a bike just be parked outside? No. No, not this store. Oh god, this is embarrassing. No, a bike would not be out. Okay, I'll just leave it like this. I just scored a ton of batteries, a portable DVD player. Got it yet? Besides, there's no bike rack, and all the people in the world are basically dead in their beds, died sometime between midnight and 8 a.m. There wouldn't be a bike on the street. Hell, there aren't even cars on the street. Look around again if you haven't noticed it. It's as if people didn't die at exactly the same time. Whatever it is that killed them, let them get home safely. Wait till they went to bed. And I think that's where a lot of the rapture talk started, you know? It's like everyone expired. They went to sleep and didn't wake up. Oh, yuck. I wonder if anyone died while napping on the job. Oh, God. You know, like an overnight shift? Oh, no. Anyway, so I decided to try to grab the bike. And they may not be smart enough to put two and two together, but they may be coming for the same thing I came for. And they'd surely figure it out in the parking lot. A bike with two backpacks full of batteries and a duffel bag full of clothes. If nothing else, they may take my spoils. And then, may even figure out about the stores I got them from. Fuck that. They have everything else. This stuff is mine. As I'm doing my best ninja impersonation against the setting sun's light on the front of the building and praying no one sees me as the sounds of machines creep fearfully closer. My mind slips into flights of fantasy where I'm captured and they take me back to their headquarters at the local discount club warehouse store. Once there, these thugs immediately realize the geniusness of my plans and decide to make me their higher up, like head of security, you know? And they show me how they rigged their generators to give them crude lighting. I, of course, with my tech background, begin to revamp the whole system to give them solar lighting so that they no longer have to stay up all night. They have generators. I rigged the security system with the motion sensor, floodlights, alarms so that no one has to stay up through the whole night, keeping guard. And because of so many improvements in my sheer brain power, they decide not to kill me, but to make me their leader. And right as I'm back at the entrance of the store with my precious bike and snapping out of my fantasy, the light hits me. These guys are straight out of Mad Max. I shit you not. Crazy ass haircut, screaming and hollering. They cut the roof off an old Jeep Cherokee with what I can only assume must have been something as crude as a chainsaw or skill saw. There's 6 of them. There's 2 in the front and 4 standing up in the back. And the passenger side guy in the front has a spotlight. A big fuck all spotlight they must have yanked from a police car or the front of a casino. I knew immediately that my little daydreams was bullshit. These guys were not taking me back. They were not going to make me head of security, and they would never vote me their leader. So there I am, deer in headlights, a little piss dribbling down my leg. First shot rang out, and I sprinted in the door as fast as possible. I grabbed my backpacks off the bike and ran for the supply room. I had already ransacked the place for what I needed and was ready to go, so I just needed a way out. The front windows exploded in a rain of gunfire, and I was pretty sure that was to get me around the back door. I needed another plan. This is a one-story building, so getting to the roof would probably pose no problem, but once there, they could burn the building down and I'd be fucked. Just wait me out. I am no raccoon, and this will not be my tree. There's no way down and out, as in no cellar. It's just a fuck situation to be in. I have a shotgun and 2 pistols, but there's no telling what they have. The light was too bright to see if they had a mounted gun, but if they did, why didn't they use it? Was it more sport to hunt me? What if I'm wrong and I go charging out? Or they have walkie-talkies and have already told base what they found. Besides, I heard more than one engine, so the other car could be coming as I sit here, Shit. Only one possible way, I'm thinking that they're trying to flush me out the back door, which means that four of their men would be back there waiting, two out in the front, one firing, one ready to drive in case I make it out. This is all speculation. They could be coming through the front door in any second. I have no idea. All I can do is. I do know that the volley of fire through the front door has ceased. I decided to creep from my spot and head straight out the front. God help me. I move from rack to rack, keeping cover and stealing looks when I can. Sure as fuck, two people in the Cherokee, one with an AK-47, the other ready to drive. I waited, creeping closer and closer. Every time he moved that spotlight, it created another shadow path to another rack. I inched closer and closer forward. And then there was no more cover left. I had to move. I could hear the other vehicle drawing close as the four guys round back kicked in the door. I drew both my pistols, fought the glare of the spotlight, and pinpointed as best as I could. Once I had the location of both guys in the Jeep, I popped up and squeezed off round after round. I killed the gunner for sure. I had the best aim on him as he was standing taller in the back. But the driver, I think I just wounded him if I hit him at all. I shattered that fucking windshield, I'll tell you that much. Like I said, he was ready to drive, but I was already prepared. He let the tires squeal as he laid chase to me, and I ran like I've never run before, fueled strictly on adrenaline. And I prayed I wouldn't run out before I got to where I was going. I had 2 bullets left in each gun. I threaded the driver's side tire with the first 2 shots, and I kept the last 2 in case I needed them during stage 2. With the front tire out, I had a bit more advantage. At least I could control my movements. He couldn't. I ran through a park, then through a neighborhood until I found a pot of gold, a manhole cover. I take out one of my newly acquired daggers and dig this monstrosity up, this monolith of manufacturing. I strap on my night vision goggles and I climb down, closing the lid behind me just in case. Now, here's the genius of it all. I already figured something like this may happen, so while I was at the library last time, I got a map of the entire city's sewer system. And it would have worked beautifully if I had happened to have caught the street names before I jumped into the fucking stinky sewer. So I have a map of everything and no idea where I should place myself on this map. But I am alive. And from where I am, I can hear the cars moving above. Probably still looking for me. I'm hoping the guy I killed wasn't important to them, or else they'll never stop looking for me, you know? Then a couple of hours, my night vision goggles are going dead. I can no longer hear the cars. I figure I'll at least poke my head up and take a look to get my bearings right. Fuck if I had known. I would just stay down for about another hour or so, wandering aimlessly, but no, I want to know where I am and stuff. I slide the manhole cover back and poke my head out. I am lost. I'm praying no one else sees me, and I'm praying that I can find a street sign. After satisfying my wonder if anyone is around, I pull myself up and out. I head towards the street light at the corner, making sure I stay out of the actual light, when suddenly I can finally make out the street sign, 13th and Miggin Street. I've made pretty much a loop for the last 2 hours. Now, in fairness, I am about 6 blocks southwest of where I started, but 2 hours to go 6 blocks? Looking around the ground, I can mentally retrace my steps or missteps to see how I got where I am, but it's too late to do anything about that. And then, spotlight. This time I run straight down the street until I lose the light on me, and then dive back into the foul-smelling sewer, but this time I know where I am. Now it's only a matter of time before I make it back home. Almost a day exactly. Apparently, bike riding is much faster than I once believed, but the bike is gone. So is my bag of new clothes. And my new army fatigues are covered in people's shit and urine. Not that being covered in my own shit and urine would have been made it any better. I'm just saying it was other people's. I killed half a backpack full of batteries with those damn night vision goggles, but damn it if it didn't save my ass. And I'm sure they will again. I need to find somewhere like that to get more batteries, though. Maybe in the next town I stop at. Somewhere deserted. I was thoroughly pleased to find that the camo shorts I borrowed were in one of my backpacks. I've been resting for about a day now. Had a few cuts and scrapes in the sewer that needed to be meticulously cleansed and sterilized. I kept thinking while I was down there, what if it is some virus and some guy's shit and flushed and went to bed? And then, of course, I'm picturing everyone getting one last bowel movement in before their final slumber, and here I am, waiting in it. When I must, there are ledges down here to walk on, but now I truly know where the shit's getting deep, or we're in deep shit. Here's my question. What were they going through to come up with that saying? This is the first time that I know of an event like this happening, but again, I am alive. I think I have about a week before I head out. I want to make absolutely sure I have everything. I'll probably not write to you anymore except to say this. I will be leaving taking I-80, headed in a northwesterly direction, in a town called Battle Mountain. I just like the sound of it. I will leave more information and survival tips. If you're reading this and you were part of my original group, 2 things. I'm still headed to where we originally agreed. And 2, I told you that motherfucker wasn't shit. You'd be in a nice air-conditioned car heading out if you hadn't backed him up, but I'm not heartless, nor am I bitter or vengeful. Look for a road sign with my initials painted on it. In or around the post, you'll find some more instructions and information, probably a few more crazy-ass stories, too. Maybe I'll see you again. Maybe not. Either way, survive. Be smarter than them. In case all these dead bodies do come back to life somehow, and there is some crazy zombie apocalypse, aim for the head. Goodbye and good luck. P.S. If you're reading this, please leave it where you found it. Others may need it. We all need hope.